think that she was maybe cornered in the sense of being told, this is what you think, this is all who you are. I just think it's really hard to encapsulate people's full point of view.
Pull up the video, the first one and the second one.
From a segment of their experience.
Is the audio blasted?
You know?
Is that you?
Would you date a police officer?
No, the pigs, because the institution they support is inherently racist and profiles black and brown Americans especially, throws them into jail, which is a continuation of the slave trade, essentially. People are working in prisons for less than minimum wage, making pennies and dimes, and it's unfair, and that's what you contribute to if you're a cop.
My question to you is, I disagree with you on...
Yeah, I bet you do,
what?
White boy.
That's a bit racist.
Oh my God, no, you're one of those. How can you be racist against, and I'm also half white, so like, how can I be racist against you?
You don't think you can be racist towards someone who's white?
No, I don't, because you've never experienced racism in history.
White people haven't experienced racism.
One of the experiences.
What's your definition of racism?
I'd say basically like the persecution in any type of way that leads to the downfall of just like someone's life. Like,
play the second one really quick. Go ahead.
I think that's really easy to say.
Nick, you just started it at 50 seconds.
It's always going to affect my life. I can't take off my skin color. As a black woman, like, prejudices that exist against me don't exist against you, Brian. And that's why you can't be racist against a white person. So I'm sorry if you feel offended. But you are white, and me calling you white boy isn't exactly racist.
I mean, you are addressing me by my skin color. I consider
your skin color will never lead to the, what is it, premature murder of yourself. Like, I don't know, like...
I would actually point out one thing to you. Me as a white man, I'm the only male at this table here. There are more white men killed by police officers than women of any race combined.
I mean, then why aren't you mad? Why don't you hate police too?
Because I realize that police are a necessary function of society. Without police, it would be chaos. We need police officers.
I mean, I think that's really easy to say as you, once again, I'll reiterate, a white person. And again, that's not to be racist.
So, it's funny that all of you laughed when she called me white boy, which is a racist statement unless you disagree and you actually think that it's not racist to call a white person a white boy.
How?
Did it impact your life?
How?
What do you mean? How did it impact?
No, how is calling you white racist? Are you not white?
Well, hold on. There's a certain tone when you say something, and her attempting to dismiss my point because of my skin color, aside from just the word she used, it occurs to me that that would be a bit racist.
Is
that I
prejudice?
Can't weigh in.
That's not racist.
Well, what's your definition of racism?
My definition of racism is basically exactly what she just said. When your color affects how you live your life completely. By saying you're white, that's an observation. Racism is like your subscriber that was talking about, I won't date, this is why I don't want to date black women because they're ignorant and stuff. Like, that's racism. Prejudice is saying, oh, she's black. That's prejudice.
So your definition...
Well, let me ask for just very quick, okay, as soon as this comes through. Let me just ask this very quickly. Is being prejudiced worse than being racist?
No, I mean, honestly...
No?
we're not all going to be kumbaya, of course. And
so you would agree then that while it's true, or may be true from your worldview, that you could not be racist towards Brian by calling him white boy. And you used to say it's a prejudice statement. You just said that morally they're equivalently abhorrent, correct?
Well, then I take that back, because just by stating the obvious that he is white, then yeah, that's not... Are you
but
if
you say that's a prejudicial statement,
yeah,
then you say it's prejudice, and prejudice is not more immoral than being racist.
Well, I just took
then
that
haven't
back.
you done
Did you
an
miss
equal
that part?
thing? Hang on.
Did you
haven't
miss
you
that
done an
part?
equally? Hang on. Haven't you done an equally immoral thing by doing something which is prejudice instead of racist?
No, if I start like attacking him and saying like racial stuff, which I will not do, then yes. But I'm not doing that, and neither was she.
No, but but she was. She said that she could not be racist. She said she was being prejudiced.
I think she was being more degrading than anything. It would be like similar to someone being like calling me four eyes if I was wearing glasses, where it's like, yeah, that's my appearance, but I'm not inherently affected by it in like all of society.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, are you just saying like so calling someone four eyes is on like being racist against white people is on par with calling someone
No,
four
I
eyes?
was comparing it to her just degrading you is what she was
Racially.
doing.
I would say it is on par because white people don't face racial discrimination. People with glasses don't face glasses discrimination.
Well,
You're no
hold
more
on,
hurt.
There's a whole bunch of them.
You're no more hurt by someone calling you white than someone is. It might hurt you in the moment. You might feel like you're being degraded or you're being looked down upon. But it doesn't affect
Was the knockout game? Was
Like
that
all
racist?
I can think of right
was
now
the
is that
knockout,
that's
was the
So
knockout
Raven
game
episode
racist?
where she can't get that employment. Like she can't get that
Like,
employment.
I mean, I
because
would like
of her
this
skin
this
color.
question answered.
What is the knockout
to
game?
To your statement. So there was a group of young men, young black men who were running around, and they were knocking unconscious older white people for fun.
That sounds like a boomer
And they would
Facebook
say,
urban legend.
No, that it's not. I can show you video after video after video. It's called the
Okay,
knockout
pull 'em up,
games, not a
pull 'em
joke.
up.
We're not going to pull up.
They were
assault
purposely
videos.
I'm just
attacking white
asking you
people,
though.
like solely white
let's
people?
assume for a second I'm telling you the truth because I am. Would that be racist?
Can you answer that question? Were they solely attacking white people, or were they attacking
Yes,
multiple people?
only white people. Correct.
Hold on, we're getting off topic here. Okay, bringing it back to you. The video that we're reacting to is kind of very secondary to the conversation I'm actually trying to have. So you were kind of upset that your friend went on the podcast and she said the things that she said, and that was actually very gracious to her despite what she said. And she got a bit of blowback from it. You don't take any quarrel with how she conducted herself.
I think you're a grown man talking to younger women, and I think we've been socialized in such a different way where certain things are considered funny in media or a more casual way to discuss something that's a really hard topic for her and a really hard topic for non-white people in general.
Can you answer the question? Because you're kind of you're deflecting a little
Living
bit.
underscore donated $200. Sorry, Brian. Very simple. Prejudice based on race is racism. Prejudice against any race is racism. You can say it's not as bad since it's towards white people, but that doesn't mean it's not racist.
But even if we were to grant to the chatter that being prejudiced is not the same thing as being racist, if they're morally equivalent, then who gives a shit? It's still just as bad as
Devon
the other
Jackson
thing.
donated $200. Racism is literally prejudice based on skin color. Words have meanings. Her assuming Brian's worldview and dismissing his points based solely on his skin color is literal racism, and I'm blah.
Well put, Davon Jackson.
I'm not really sure what response you're looking for. I think I was trying to respond in the sense of I just didn't like that. I think I've always wanted to come on a podcast like this and discuss different point of views, and I think I've been really respectful this entire time. I haven't said anything derogatory to you about your opinions, and I just personally didn't like that when she was sharing her opinions, she was faced with derogatory messages and kind of like the promotion of that, I believe. And I was not necessarily blaming you or your platform, but rather just the consumption of media and how there's often a lot of derogatory content and hypercritical content when she was just expressing her experience in her own way. And I think, if you've had those certain experiences, which obviously I am white and I haven't had those experiences, and that was the way that she handled it or interpreted it, I think that is valid in its own regard.
Yeah, I mean, but why side with
That
it?
was a lot of word salad, but okay.
Yeah, well, like, why so just
Yeah,
ranting
but hear
that
me
it's all
out. I'm being
true?
super respectful to you, and then your response is, "Oh, that was a lot of word salad."
Well, you're kind of dancing around the question.
I'm
a bit.
not. I'm
Well,
telling
I asked you, do you agree that her conduct was, you take no quarrel with her conduct?
I think I have received the same level of kind of aggressive, outspoken attitude towards me already from specifically Andrew.
Yeah, he disagrees with you.
Which is totally fine to
I've been
disagree with me.
super nice. What do you mean?
Anyways.
Oh, would you like to see me mean? That's
No,
not
don't be
fun.
mean.
No. I mean, you're welcome.
I'm not kidding.
I can take it. Like,
Super
I don't
nice.
mind. I'm just saying, I think, I don't know what you want me to say. I feel like
Okay,
I've given
that's-
you my
Can I ask
perspective.
a question? Yeah. What if it was the other way around? What if he spoke to her the way she spoke to him?
It didn't happen, so
But I'm just saying, what if?
What if,
It's a
hypothetical?
valid question.
I think there is a more historical.
Well, I'm just saying in that moment, though, not
Yeah,
history.
yeah. I think
Context
no. I'm
matters.
saying context matters, though. So I think because there is a more historical discrepancy of white people treating black people wrongly, it would hold more value of
That
him being
justifies
derogatory
how
towards
she
her.
was talking to him.
I'm not saying whether or not it's justified. I'm saying it would be very different and incomparable.
Because if he would say that, he would be canceled. But like since
I mean,
you
she
know what
was
I mean?
hated on and also canceled.
Because
So
what she did was wrong.
I'm just
What do you
saying. In
mean?
my
How do you know
opinion-
she was canceled?
I don't know. She was experiencing a lot of hate from it.
Yeah, you totally made that up. She wasn't canceled. That's insanity.
I mean, I don't really know what canceled or not canceled.
Then
I'm
why
just
did you say
saying-
it?
Canceled in the sense of receiving hate for it. We're
That's
talking
not
about
canceled.
it now.
Canceled is deplatformed, thrown off. You depersoned,
Okay.
debanked, dehumaned. That's canceled.
Okay.
All right, here's another
Well, I
question.
mean, you say okay dismissively, but you know that this happens to conservatives a lot. They get deplatformed, they get their bank accounts frozen, they get completely thrown off of
Yeah.
all of these platforms, and while the left cheers. And I think that in this situation, had Brian spoken to her the same exact way that she spoke to him, that is exactly what would have happened to him. And it seems
Sure.
like a double standard. That's what he's pointing to, and he just wants you to address it.
Like I said, this was over a year ago, and I hadn't experienced the full context of this in over
Well, we just
a year.
pulled up the video.
Yeah, and I told you very objectively that was my feelings towards it during the time. I didn't like that, as a young girl, she received a lot of online hate was my problem with it.